Hey everyone, it is Barb Techel. How are you? I hope you are doing well. I am doing well. It is a beautiful day here today in Wisconsin. Can you see the light sparkling from this window and from that window? Oh my gosh. I had to take a little ride into town this morning and I just was feeling so much joy because it's just so beautiful outside. I love this time of year where it's a little cooler in the morning and it warms up during the day and it gets cooler at night and it's starting to get dark a little bit earlier. I know not everybody likes that, but I love that cozy feeling of fall that is on the cusp right now. So just wanted to share that joy with you because I just love this time of year and I love how the light sparkles, and I could go on, but I'm not going to. So today I'm going to pull a card from the Heart Path Oracle cards. These are Miraculous Messages of Love by Nadine Gordon Taylor. And so I'm going to pull a card from here. That's going to be our message for the month of September. And then I'm going to pull an animal card from my oracle deck that I continue to work on. I'm getting closer and closer to hopefully saying in the next couple of months that it is complete and finished and ready to pre-order. I can't wait to be able to share that with you. But I will pull an animal card from that deck, and then they're all stacked up on my altar back here. So I'll pull a card from there. And then at the end, I'm really excited and I wanted to share with you the cover of my Animal Oracle deck, which I have finally decided. I had a working title for a while, but I have finally decided to call it. And if you're part of my newsletter subscriber list, you already know this if you read the newsletter for this month, but I decided to call it Animal Reflections Healing Oracle. Because how my cards have turned out to be, and they just, as I did the creative process, it just all unfolded. And they can be used as oracle cards. They can be used as using in meditation. They can be used as a healing card, just to pick a card a day, just to hear what messages you need to hear for that day. So enough about that. Let's pull a card for the month of September and see what the message is. So I hope it's lovely by you too, wherever you are. Let's see here. What do we need to know for the month of September? What is our message? I'm hearing to count down 3, so that's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, and 3. Interesting card. Let me share it with you. So you're looking at it the same time as I am. The message on the bottom says the space between your lives. If you can dream it, you can create it. What an interesting message for September. I always think of September sort of instead of like January where we start like a new year. For me, September is like starting a new year creatively. I feel so much more inspired in the fall. It just makes me think of going back to school, and you get fresh pencils and new notebooks. And as I'm reading this, if you can dream it, you can create it. So perhaps, these summer months, we were in this incubation stage, and we were in this pondering stage of what it is we perhaps want to create next in our life. Maybe we've been dreaming about it. Maybe we're not even quite sure what that is. I have moments of that. I know I will be continuing to work on my oracle deck, and my goal is to release that by the first of the new year. But what comes after that, I don't know. I'm still kind of in that dreaming stage as I'm creating as well and finishing up the deck. But the space between your lives. So that makes me also think about that time of incubation. Incubation, that's not a word. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, incubation. I think I said that wrong. Anyways, incubation, that time in between. That liminal space where we're still dreaming, but we're not yet creating because we're not quite sure what that is. You know, what's the next step that we want to take? Sometimes that can be a really uncomfortable place to be, because, you know, as humans, we want to know the answer now, because when we're in the creative process, it can be so exciting. But I also have realized during the creation process, when you're starting to wind toward the end, sometimes it's not quite as exciting, and then you want to take the next leap to something else that you want to start. But it's really appreciating that liminal space when you're in it. It's also appreciating that space where I feel like I'm at right now, of finishing up this oracle deck. Is I am ready for this project to be done and to move on to whatever is next. So the space between is, we so often discount that. And we want to put a time frame on that. We want to know, okay, by next week, Tuesday, I'm going to know what it is that I need to do to take that next step towards my next creation. And creation can be anything. It doesn't have to be art or writing. It can be anything in your life. Whatever it is you've been percolating in and dreaming about. And you know what those things are, because you can feel them in your heart. You can hear them whispering to you in your mind. So I'm going to just take a closer look at this card, and I am seeing on either side here are two Buddha-like statues, where the space between your lives, how important it is to just take time to meditate, this in-between space, or just to be still, to walk in nature, to really try and clear your mind, and let the answers that are supposed to come forward from your heart and just bubble up naturally to the surface. That is what I'm getting. I do see these are all, looks like all bookshelves here. And you know what's interesting about that? What's coming to me when I look at the space between your lives, if you can dream it, you can create it. You know, there comes a point where, you know, knowledge is great. And I read a lot, trust me, though I've read many self-help books over the years, though lately I've been gravitating towards fiction and just getting lost in stories like that. So perhaps this is what may be about for you too, is letting go of turning to another source for your information. Maybe this is about, again, in between, the space between your lives, the space between ending a creation and beginning a new creation, is just appreciating that space and letting what needs to bubble to the surface do it organically and naturally. So let's see what animal is going to guide us. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to go pull a card from my deck. Let's see, and I'm just going to sort of feel it out here to see which card, which animal. Oh, wow. Love this. Oh my gosh. I know I probably say that every week, don't I? I love animals so much, and they always seem, the animal that shows up is so perfect. It is snake. Now, I know many people have a fear of snake, but I have such a deep respect and really honor the wisdom of snake for what snake brought to me a few years ago. And my snake, in my deck, I have to look, I've got the words printed out here, because this is the template that I created my cards on. So snake is, oh, I knew that, is all about transformation. So I have snake looking into a mirror, and looking at, you know, looking at those parts that are uncomfortable, and then learning to be with those parts. Maybe it's time, instead of, okay, so we're going to shed this skin of feeling uncomfortable in this in-between space, and we're going to grow this new skin of learning to really value and appreciate the in-between space in our lives. That's where the transformation happens. Just like, I'm thinking now about a quote my mom sent me, or a little saying that my mom sent to me about butterflies. And though I really like to try not to see that in-between space as struggle, but it's in the struggle that we learn and we expand and we grow. But if we can grow this new skin to really appreciate that in-between time of what we're going to let go of and what we're going to embrace that is next, we really can transform in some amazing ways. So that is your message for September. And as I said, I want to share with you the cover of my Animal Reflections Healing Oracle deck. I'm so excited that I'm finally this far. I've got the design done, and I have a wonderful woman who actually put the design together for me, because that technical part of it I didn't know how to do. If you want to check her out, that is Elizabeth Lee, and she is at Inner Light Moon Oracle. You can find her on Instagram at that Inner Light Moon Oracle. I have her deck and love hers as well, so she is helping me. But here's the cover that I designed. I have it printed on a very big piece of paper. Obviously it won't be that big, but Animal Reflections Healing Oracle. 52 card deck honoring all aspects of you through the eyes of animals. So I chose wolf for my cover. There's also another animal on here that might not be real obvious. In fact, it's probably not obvious to you, but on my blog, I shared the reason why I chose wolf for the cover, and then I reveal what this little mystery animal is also on the cover. If you want to check that out, I will leave a link below in the description box if you want to read why I designed the cover with a wolf and that other little mystery animal. All right, so that is it for the week, for the month of September. That is your message, again, about learning, about, really appreciating, value that in-between time. And trust me, I'm a work in progress on that one too. Some days I'm really, really good at it, and some days I'm really, really bad at it. But I continue to really lean into that and trust that whatever is next is already in the plans and it's already coming. And again, we have snake as our animal to guide us for the month of September, in appreciating that in-between space. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great September, and I will see you again in October. Take good care. Bye-bye.